Many men have experienced approaching someone they find attractive only to feel ignored, dismissed, or as though they are being judged. It's easy to assume that this means something is wrong with you, but attraction and social dynamics are often more complicated than they first appear. In today's world, many attractive people receive frequent attention through social media, dating apps, and everyday interactions. Constant compliments and validation can naturally shape someone's confidence and expectations. Instead of taking that personally, it's more useful to understand the environment you're operating in and focus on the things you can actually control. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with dating is not because of their appearance, income, or status, but because they misunderstand how healthy relationships and attraction develop. There is no universal instruction manual for dating, so many people rely on movies, social media, or oversimplified advice that rarely reflects real life. Rather than searching for quick tricks or clever lines, it helps to understand the deeper principles behind confidence, communication, and mutual respect. When you understand these patterns, dating becomes less confusing and much less emotional. Looking at dating from a broader perspective can also change how you think about rejection. Every person has different preferences, values, and priorities, and no single interaction defines your worth. Instead of treating every rejection as something deeply personal, it can be healthier to see it as part of a much larger social landscape. Human behavior has been influenced by biology, culture, personality, and life experiences for generations, which means attraction is rarely based on just one factor. Research in evolutionary psychology suggests that men and women have often developed different preferences when choosing partners, although these are general trends rather than strict rules. While some people may prioritize stability, others value kindness, humor, intelligence, emotional maturity, or shared goals. Modern relationships are shaped by many influences beyond biology, so it's important to avoid assuming that everyone behaves the same way. Understanding these differences can help reduce frustration and encourage empathy rather than resentment. Healthy relationships are built on mutual investment. Time, attention, trust, and emotional commitment all carry value, and they become more meaningful when they develop naturally over time. Instead of giving endless attention simply because someone is attractive, it's wiser to invest your energy in people who also show genuine interest, respect, and effort. Balanced relationships grow through reciprocity, not through chasing validation or trying to impress someone who isn't equally engaged. Many people unknowingly create unhealthy dynamics by placing someone they barely know on a pedestal. They overcompliment, constantly seek approval, agree with everything, and become afraid of expressing their own opinions. This often creates an imbalance where one person appears to have all the power. Real confidence doesn't come from trying to earn someone's approval. It comes from respecting yourself enough to recognize that your attention and time also have value. On the other hand, responding with arrogance, hostility, or attempts to put someone down is equally unhelpful. Confidence is not about dominating others or proving superiority. True confidence remains calm regardless of whether someone offers praise or criticism. People who feel secure in themselves don't need to argue over every disagreement or defend every personal preference. They are comfortable allowing others to think differently without feeling threatened. Emotional stability is one of the strongest forms of confidence. When someone disagrees with you, criticizes your style, or expresses a different opinion, you don't have to react emotionally. Sometimes the strongest response is simply acknowledging their perspective and continuing the conversation naturally. This demonstrates that your self-worth is not dependent on constant approval from others. Remaining composed under pressure communicates maturity. If someone compliments you, you can appreciate it without becoming overly excited. If someone criticizes you, you can consider the comment without allowing it to define your confidence. This balanced approach creates an impression of inner security because your emotions are guided by your own values rather than by someone else's reactions. Many people are naturally drawn toward individuals who appear calm, emotionally grounded, and comfortable with themselves. That kind of presence cannot be faked through rehearsed techniques or manipulative strategies. It comes from developing genuine confidence, emotional control, meaningful goals, and a fulfilling life outside of dating. When your identity is built on more than romantic success, you naturally become more attractive because you project stability rather than neediness. Ultimately, the goal should never be to break another person's ego or make them feel smaller. A far healthier objective is to strengthen your own character. Focus on becoming someone who values self-respect, communicates honestly, maintains healthy boundaries, and remains composed regardless of external validation. People who are secure within themselves don't chase approval, nor do they seek to dominate others. They build relationships based on mutual respect, shared values, and genuine connection. The more grounded you become, the less you need validation from anyone else, and that quiet confidence is often one of the most attractive qualities a person can develop.